Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we are going through at least, well, more than 5, but we're going to go through 5 knives basically that have actually passed my 10-point inspection. Now, this has nothing to do with how much I like them, whether or not they're my style or anything like that. It just has to do with whether or not they've passed the 10-point inspection. Typically, you know, I wind up liking them if they do, obviously, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're my style or anything, because some knives are going to be for other people, right? Like there's certain blade shapes I might not like. Now, most of these knives on here, actually pretty much all of them I love, but I'm going to show you guys some examples of ones that did not make it and how petty I am when it comes to this damn list. Because some of my favorite knives failed it, right? Like the Elementum button lock, right? I think everything about this is awesome. From the sound, I love the way it clicks into place. Even like with the other one right here. I love that snap. Love the blade shape, love everything. Everything about these. But the one thing that kept it out of the list is the clip is not in set, right? So it has a great clip, but it's not in set. So it's little details like that that can keep knives off of, you know, keep the knives from passing an entire, you know, list of 10 things. Also, another one is like the sound, right? Just the sound alone will kick something out. You know, you could be the coolest knife in the world, but if it just doesn't sound nice, like for an example, one of my favorites too, actually I should have grabbed the other one, the Quiet Carry Waypoint. So my favorite one is actually the thinner one, the large other one, and that one actually I do like the sound of, which is crazy, but the reason why that one failed is because it has a little tiny bit of lock rock, even though I love that knife. This one's rock solid, but the sound just, there's nothing there for me. So it got kicked off of the list. I know that's not going to have anything to do with the functionality or anything, but when we're talking about the best of the best, you know, it's got a pass criteria. So let's go through some examples of which knives have passed, right? So one, I'm just gonna put this one out here. This just made the video the other day, right? This is the Taipan from BESTECH. So this is what kind of sparked this video idea because it passed, right, with flying colors. So this one is one that can beat or pass all 10 points of the inspection. If you guys want to watch that video, go watch that full video. The BESTECH Taipan, absolute banger. I think they're all sold out, to be honest, though, but check just in case, because I think there might have been some bronze ones left. Also, my own knife design did pass this too, but you know, obviously, right? Because I try to make sure it's my list, right? So I'm obviously going to make sure the criteria does pass. But however, my first model didn't. Actually, my first two, the fixed blade that I wouldn't pass this, and then neither did the misdemeanor. The misdemeanor would have failed because of the clip. I wasn't as happy with the clip. The second clip was a lot better, so you know, I guess I fixed it. But either way, let's go to another one. This is one that did not pass, but I freaking love it, and it's so close to passing. And it technically did pass. The reason why I'm holding it out is for 2 reasons. Well, actually just one. The plunge grind is so close. Like, it's literally a pass. This is a passing plunge grind because it's not touching the edge. I have, you know, plenty of room to sharpen. But I wish it had more, right? I want more. I want more sharpening life. But this thing has incredible action. It's got the TA hardware all the way around. I like the sound of it. I love the lock bar access. I think everything about this is perfect for what the knife is. And it's just an absolute banger. But it didn't pass. Now, let's get into some that have passed. Let's get into some on the list. Let's talk about the list now, right? Let's talk about the list. So we got one by Tempest Knives. I can't even think of the name of it now. What am I doing with myself? What was the name of this? Do I have it right here? The Thunderhead. Yeah, I should know that. I should have remembered that because of Ray from Everyday City Carry. He's, it doesn't matter. Anyways, so just something funny he said when we were at Blade Show.
No, this is, I forgot what it's called.
Thunderbird or something?
Yeah, it is.
Thunderhead.
Yeah.
Thunderhead. That's what I got in a Thai fucking massage parlor one time.
Oh my god, dude.
This has a beautiful sound. Nice ting. The Thunderhead has a beautiful sheep's foot blade, an S35VN, titanium scales, titanium clip, and it's a wraparound clip just like the way I like. Now, this I'm passing for this 1T6, even though it is reversible, so technically you might want to take that out if you're left-handed. All the other hardware's T8. And so, but sometimes I do kick them out for that, right? Just because, you know, it's like if it's not T8s all the way around, it's very difficult to pass this test. This one passed it because, you know, it has everything else going for it. Lock bar access, sharp control and plunge grind. The sound, the action is ridiculous. Like, this is one of the best front flippers. Just something about the way this thing arches, like, you can just barely touch it, man. It kicks. But yeah, all around, absolute banger. The Thunderhead, designed by Tempest Knives, Knives Fast. You can check him out on YouTube. Now, budget knives pass too, right? And even semi-budget or just affordable. This is only 120 bucks. $120 knife beat a lot of very expensive knives. So the plunge grind was close, but I gave it a pass. You know, you can see it is pretty close. It's almost like, yeah, so it's got about double of this one. So if this one, you know, it's good, right? There's plenty of clearance. I've also sharpened this already twice, so consider that. But titanium handle, M390, full flat grind spear point blade, titanium mill pocket clip, also reversible, T8 hardware all the way around that is titanium. 125 bucks. You can't beat that. You can't beat that for this. And I've sharpened it up. It didn't do bad. The burr came off really nice. I was actually surprised. I was expecting it to be like dog shit M390, but it wasn't. It's not. It's not going to be an elite M390. You know, it's not going to be like from like a custom maker or something, but for mass production, I mean, for the 125 bucks, you can't beat it. Awesome knife, by the way. This is the Frost, the Geo Frost, G-E-O Frost. Then we have this guy. Now, this is an actual budget knife. This one is the Storm Owl. This is the Storm Owl. Aluminum handles. It is a button lock. Phenomenal detent. I always say that they do the best button lock action and strength and everything. Clip point blade, and it has a very, very sharp edge. Nitro V steel. It is a flat ground blade. Usually they do hollows. Reversible. Inset deep carry clip, see how they did it that time? And they cut out the inside over here. T8 hardware all the way around except for on the pocket clip. Once again, a lot of companies do that. I'm happy there's T8s mostly, and I'd rather them switch those clip screws, but maybe there's something I don't know. You know, I know they do it when it comes to a milled clip typically. But anyways, the Storm Owl is an absolute banger. It's compact, lightweight, super fidget friendly. You know, the sound is not like a 10 out of 10 sound, but it has a nice snap to it. And also when it closes, you're probably not gonna hear it, but it has like a ting when it closes. Pretty cool. Now, this one is by QSP, and this did not pass. It failed. It passed everything aside from T6 hardware. Come on, QSP, what are you doing? This is the QSP Capybara, and it has a hollow ground M390 sheep's foot blade with fat carbon fiber thumb studs that work great. They're kind of stair-stepped with beautiful texturing, and it has a titanium frame lock, beautiful crowned back spacer, lots of details, phenomenal detent, nice sound.
So important.
Very important.
Important thing to say.
Very important. Next thing. Next one. Now this.
Do you think they did fat carbon fiber because capybaras are fat?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew it. Okay, sorry, I just had to say it.
Next is the MachineWise Mojave. Now a lot of you are going to say, of course that one's going to pass them all. Most knives, especially knives over like 500 bucks, don't pass this. This one did though. However, it almost didn't. I have sharpened this and I put it back to a 15-degree bevel. And if you look, there's a couple spots that were not able to get hit because the grind was slightly up. But this is, you know, a mid-tech. So that's something I'm a lot more forgiving on when it comes to that stuff. However, I also put it down to a 15-degree bevel. So you're going to see a lot more little imperfections. Look at that beautiful blade. Look at that edge. Holy cow, it's shiny. But the action, the sound, the detent, that's like the showstopper is this damn detent. This detent is a flat ceramic detent ball that has one of the crispiest braking actions I've felt. I love the fuller with all the texturing on the inside. Flipper's great. Titanium frame lock, beautiful pocket clip. Plunge grind is great. Great access to the lock bar. Has basically all the top or the 10 things. Oh yeah, T15s hardware all the way around. I think it's T15. Yeah, it is very crazy. So it has everything going for it. Now, those of you that don't know my list, I'm sure I've wrote it on the screen already, but you can go check out the video that I recently posted on the BESTECH Taipan, and you know, I go through each one. Next, the Tactile Archer. Now, this one technically fails. However, as soon as I did a video on this and I brought up the issue, the reason why it would fail this, they fixed it. So all the new ones are fixed. So that is the plunge grind. So this one is the first production one, and now they have a separation there, so it's much, much better. This is a blade in MagnaCut steel, and then it has this beautiful feathering machining on the titanium that's really nice. The clip works great. Hardware's TA hardware all the way around. Phenomenal action, great sound too. Like, it's not like a tingy sound, but has a nice thwack to it. It's a clack. It's a clacker. It's a clickety clacker. Now, next one. Next one is by DIVO. Damn it, I can't remember the name of it. It's brand new too. Did I put the box right here? I'm a fool. Anyways, so this is by DIVO knives. I believe they're sold out, so you can't get them. They were on Blade Binge and stuff and a few other places, but phenomenal front flipping action. I try not to do stuff that's going to be discontinued, but you know, sometimes it just is what it is, right? This is one that passed. TA hardware all the way around. Phenomenal access to the lock bar. Great plunge grind. Beautiful grind. The grind and the handle complement each other very well. The steel, good steel, S90V, and then it has a phenomenal front flipper. What's up?
It's mine.
It's hers. And then, you know what? This one is not available either, but I got to bring it up because it absolutely passes this test, and that is the RR Express. I freaking love this thing. Knife standards, bring this damn thing back. Bring it back. Please bring this one back. This is way better than the large one. This has a Van X deep hollow grind sheep's foot blade, beautiful plunge grind, beautiful titanium bolster lock with fat carbon fiber, a titanium, or sorry, not titanium, wire clip, TA hardware all the way around, good access to the lock bar, phenomenal front flipping action. Doesn't even look like it'd be a good front flipper, but it is. And it has phenomenal thumb stud action, great fuller. Now this one has a little bit more of a subdued sound, but I'm okay with it. It still has a nice, consistent sound to me that I like. It doesn't sound hollow. It sounds nice and solid. And I love it. I absolutely love it. This thing has a phenomenal, it's very useful. Because of the grip and the way the ergos are, man, you can really go around boxes and stuff. Just a badass knife all the way around. I really, 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 really hope he comes back out with those. And I know that's already 5 right there. So, but we're going to show one more, but I want to show another one that failed. So we have the GTR. I love this knife, man. I really wish this one thing, and this is what I mean. Knives will be this close to passing this, and then just the one thing takes it off. And in this case, it's just the lock bar access, and it's not even that bad. The lock bar access is actually not bad, but they did not give us anything. They didn't cut it back at all. They just put 2 little chamfers right there. This is an integral, and it is a very expensive REATE, but damn it, did they do a good job with it. Harpoon, clip point blade, beautiful hand set and M390 blade. This one is 117 out of 140 of these versions. These are zirconium, by the way, and I love all the vents in this. Normally, I'm not a big fan of holes, but this thing just looks like a sports car to me. Now, the last one we're going to talk about that did pass is WinterBlades. WinterBlades Factor. Now, and you can hear the sound. Oh, that was my fault. Now, I have the 8, which is basically the large version of the Factor, and I put 2 extra magnets in mine. So if you guys don't know about the Factor, it uses magnets as the detent. However, this one had 2. They had another version that had 1, but this one comes with 2, but it has 2 spots for you to put more. So I put 2 more. So there's 4 magnetic detents in this, and this has a super strong detent, like almost too strong to be honest, but I love it. Magnet cut blade on this one, and then it has the magnetic lock. You just pull this down. That is a magnet that pulls itself up, makes it very, very smooth. There's something satisfying about this because oh yeah, by the way, with the stronger detent, this thing flips really good. Like normally they weren't the best flippers unless if you kind of smack down on it. But anyways, this has a very unique feeling to it. Like when you disengage, it's something to do with that magnetic lock, how it pulls itself up. And then when you disengage it, how when it falls, it kind of pulls itself in, which is really nice. And then the break from the detent, this is a knife that makes me want to create unique detents, because when I first felt this, it gave me a feeling that I hadn't had from knives before, like where it's like there's another way to do detents that can be even more satisfying than the most satisfying detents we have. So that made me start chasing that type of thing, and that's why I want to start doing stuff like that on some of my knives, because I think that's very important. I know if it's satisfying to me, it's got to be satisfying to you guys. But anyways, you can't buy this one. They might have new versions coming out, WinterBlades, but this one was M390, full flat ground sheep's foot blade. This one was magnet cut, and titanium. Awesome knives, man. I hope to see more stuff from WinterBlade soon. I have pretty much everything he's come out with because they're all bangers, man. They're all bangers. So this is another one that technically passed. I almost held it back for one thing or another, but which was the acoustics. But then I really listened to it. I was like, man, actually, this is a good sounding knife. It has a nice pop to it, and it's so easy to front flip. This is a Wharncliffe blade, magnet cut steel. Listen to that thwack. It has a titanium frame lock. This is a pre-order until the 31st, so if you want to get one of these, get it now. You can get this exact version for a little bit off. Otherwise, you're going to pay full price if you wait for them to drop. So anyways, there are over 5 knives that have passed my 10-point inspection test. There are a lot more that have passed, but there's just even more so that there's so many that passed 9. And there's just one thing, just one damn thing that keeps them out. That's actually the majority of knives, I would say. And you know what's funny is it's always the ones I love the most too. Like, so this has nothing to do with how much I love a knife, but I'll say this though. It definitely, when it has all these things, it makes me like the knife and appreciate the knife a lot more. Now, if it's my style knife and it also has all these things, then it's money for me. Work hard, stay tough. Till next time, peace.